Alright, so today we're going to be doing my ultimate arrow build, and the arrow of my choice is a Easton Axis. I'll get that to where y'all can see it. An Easton Axis long range match grade. Now with this arrow, I'm going to be pairing it with a 125 grain titanium insert right there. The titanium insert's 55 grains, and then a 125 grain field point. I'm using a 125 grain mega meat with a where's it at? With these arrow collars, not collars right here. I actually fit them over. I put them over the end of the arrow, and it creates this really nice. I'll show y'all. So it goes over the end, squeezes the carbon tight. And when you put this over it as the insert, it fits in there perfectly. So then you get a look at something like this. And what that does is the knock, so if it hits something hard, the carbon doesn't squish against this and absolutely bust. It actually holds the carbon in there. This insert helps, drive the momentum into the shaft so it's more evenly distributed. And then the weight up at the front, the 125, is just for FOC. So in total, this arrow build is going to be weighing about 140, 150-ish, right around that sweet spot. And then for fletchings, I'm going to run the tack panes. These are in black, that's what I run in the summertime. But when I'm hunting, I'm going to run white tack panes. But these are the 225 inch. I think I'm going to go with the 275s. And then in the past, I've ran, where's it at? Right here. In the past, I've ran the aluminums right here. But I've noticed that these are very prone to bending, especially hitting something hard like a rock. Like let's say your arrow goes through the target, you miss it by like a foot, hits that ground, this will 100% bend. So I prefer the titanium, and also prefer the 4mm over the 5mm with the Easton Axis. I'm not shooting crazy long distance, maybe 50 yards, but I know 4mm definitely gets a lot more penetration than a 6mm arrow. And for the bow, we're running a phase 4, I don't even know if y'all can see that, a phase 4 33-inch riser on a 28.5-inch draw with a 70-pound model in there. And then I was thinking about running a back bar, that's why I have this on there, but I'm not 100% sure yet. And then we also have the Q-Light arrow quiver right here. So my arrows just fit directly to the bow, I don't got to take it off. And then we have a slides coming out right there, an integrated arrow stabilizer. So I'm gonna go cut up these arrows, and we will start building them. Alright, so we have all the arrows right there where I've marked them. Hold on, I don't know if y'all could. Where's the marking? Right there. So we have all them arrows marked. This is the first mark is this one's the 27.25, and that one's like, so I'm gonna put the saw about right in between there. I'm gonna try to keep it more up here, and then I'm gonna slowly bring it down until it gets to this line to make sure it's cutting right, because I don't want to cut on this line and cut it a little bit too short. But so we're gonna get to cutting still. All right. Alright, first arrow down, there's the, y'all can never see, there's the end right there. We're going to go and we're going to flatten this tip, make it square, put this arrow together. Alright, now you just want to square the end of the arrow. So I like to put it up to some 240 grit sandpaper, just run it across just like this. Put it against the wall. So I just showed you how to pretty much flatten the arrow end like that. You always want to do that against like a 90-degree surface so it works. So next, you want to put this arrow collar on right here. Press that down, and I always like to hammer it in. So I'll take this, I'll hammer it down like this. See, and I can see it going up in there. And now it's perfectly, I mean, it's all the way over there. That's not coming off. And all that carbon is pretty much, all that carbon is pressed in this now pretty much squinch right here. So it's not going to expand. Then I would glue this in, but then you put this on here like that. And see, it's not gonna swivel. So now I'm gonna go get my broadhead. I'm gonna put my broadhead on here. But I'm gonna set this on here, get everything lined up for y'all. I mean, that's just a bullet hole right there. And I don't really see a lot of arrow wobble there. I'm trying to look over the camera to really kind of tell. But if y'all focus on that tip right there, I think there might be just a tad bit of arrow wobble. So this is really, really good for fine tuning. You get an arrow with a finer point like this. I'll bring it more dead center for y'all, so y'all can see it. Come on, if it would focus. It might already be focused. I don't think it's focusing. There it goes, just like that. And right there is perfect. That's absolutely perfect. So I just moved that a little bit back. Now I'm going to get a silver Sharpie, and I'm going to mark where that is. I can find the silver Sharpie. Oh, where's my silver Sharpie? It's right there. Alright, so I am going to mark right here. There we go. Okay, so there we go. So now that is marked right there. I mean, that's perfect arrow spinning. Y'all can see there's absolutely no arrow wobble with that. So I'm going to take this broadhead off. I'm going to screw on the bigger broadhead. I'm going to see if that has any wobble to it. It really shouldn't. They both should be absolutely perfect. Alright, get that all lined up. And it is absolutely perfect. And that's right there is how you pretty much check an arrow. You get these broadheads spinning absolutely perfect. Big and small. Now time to glue this insert right here into the arrow shaft. And then we can start fletching the arrows. Alright guys, I have just finished the arrow and I'll just let y'all have a look at it. 4 fletch, offset, easton axis, 4mm. And that white splotch is from the marker when I marked where it was. 125 grain head right here. We're going to put it on the scale. I'm going to tell y'all how much it weighs, and then I'll show y'all. That's actually pretty good. Alright, so I'm going to show y'all how much this weighs. Okay. So in total, this arrow is weighing 36 grains. It's in that little area. I mean, that's just an absolute perfect arrow weight. Alright guys, so I actually decided to change it up. Instead of the black on black, I actually went with a white wrap like I do for hunting, and then these black tack bands. I actually ran out of white tack bands, but this is what the new setup's going to look like. Instead of the the black on black, I'm going to go white on black. And then eventually I might change it to white on white when it gets closer to the hunting season. But here's what that looks like right here, just so y'all can get a better look. And I'm going to be shooting this target right here behind me at about 25. So I'm going to get y'all all set up right here. And I'm going to get to shooting. I think that one's a little high. They're a little higher right in the circle. See, that one's right beside it. And we're just lacing them right there today. This is 25. All three of them stacked right there in the circle. I don't even know if y'all can see that. Hold on. I don't think y'all can see that, but all three of those are stacked almost perfectly inside of that circle. I mean, just absolutely just stacked right there in that circle. Perfectly stacked. Alright, so as y'all can see, I mean, these three arrows, I mean, just a wonderful, wonderful arrow build right here. I'm going to definitely be building some more for hunting season. This is my whitetail setup. 400 and I think it was 36 grains. Nice front ends. I'm going to have some, I'm going to run a couple different broadheads. But out of these three arrows, one of them always shoots low. I was noticing that. I was practicing a little while I was recording, and two of them always kind of stick together. And there's always one that's a little bit lower, so I might have to, you know, tune the knock or something, weigh that one, see if it's, you know, a little bit heavier than the other two, or one of the three, or one of the two, I don't know. But two of them always group, like, you know, really, really close together, as y'all could see that. I mean, they were pretty much touching like that. And this third one's like right under them, almost like this. I think in the camera it kind of looked a little bit farther, but I mean, they were no farther than that right there. So I mean, just absolutely great group. Couldn't ask for anything better at 25 yards. I'm gonna reach out to 30, 40, 50 with these and just see how tight I can get this group at those longer distances. But that's it for this. If y'all like the video, then just like it. Hope to see y'all on the next one.